Yoshihige Yoshida's 1973 film Coup is the film that I will be very briefly promoting for today. I've seen a few of Yoshida's films and I think he's absolutely spectacular. I consider him one of the most interesting Japanese film directors of all time. That's not a very uncommon opinion these days, although much of Yoshida's acclaim appears to be centered around the one film, 1969's Eros Plus Massacre. A great film to be sure, although I'd be hard pressed to believe that anyone would consider that particular film, Eros Plus Massacre, to be Yoshida's masterpiece after viewing some of the other films. Certainly the ones I viewed. These were some of the most glorious screenshots I have ever taken for film of the day. Man, the precision of this framing is fantastic. The storyboarding that went into this, I mean, absolutely brilliant. The creativity is off the charts here. I should mention that the premise of this film is that it's a free-form, loose biopic of Iki Kita. I was not familiar with Iki Kita. Apparently, he attempted to represent a great many things in his lifetime, although unfortunately his greatest influence would be when he was considered by the far-right factions of Japan in the 1930s that led to the coup d'etat. The coup d'etat in question is what this film is mostly based around, that event in history. And the biopic is of Iki Kita and his relation to this particular event. He was arrested and executed in relation to his role in the 1936, the failed coup of 1936. Although Iki Kita himself was it appears was not a far-right nationalist, and although he was considered by the far-right nationalist movement in Japan as their ideological godfather. An unusual, perhaps complicated historical figure his legacy is manifested in this complicated, creatively challenging film by Yoshida. I was somewhat reminded of Masahiro Shinoda's film Assassination, which is also a very loose biopic of another Japanese historical figure, in that case, Kiyakawa Hachiro. So 1973's Coup d'etat comes highly recommended. A truly fantastic film, one of the best works from its director.